This crossing was number one of things we absolutely had to do when we got here. Oh my gosh. One kilometer in now, which means we have 18.4 more to go. So this 19.4 kilometer walk, I think, is expected to take around 6 to 8 hours. For us, we are planning for it to take around 9 to 10, just because we want to take a couple more breaks and make sure we get through it, especially with this little guy. We're still in the first portion of the walk, which I think is the easiest. The first 4 kilometers or so is pretty flat, and then once we get to Soda Springs, the first stop, then I think it starts to ascend uphill very aggressively, and we go up what is known as the Devil's Staircase. Yeah, that name doesn't sound great. So it's a little after 8 o'clock. We woke up at 5 o'clock today. We drove the hour or so from Topo here to the Tongariro National Park and took a shuttle from the other end of the hike to here. This is an end-to-end hike, not a return, so you need to arrange some type of transportation so you can get back to your car. But before we moved to New Zealand, we looked up things we wanted to do when we got here, and this crossing was number one of things we absolutely had to do when we got here. Honestly, we weren't sure how we were going to do it, but it's interesting how much we've grown in the last 8 months and how much we've been able to do here in New Zealand. So if you've seen any of the previous videos, you know that we've been doing a lot of hiking, pretty much as training for this and a couple other longer hikes we have coming up. And now, yeah, we're at the point where Micah's able to do things like this with us. We love doing these types of hikes, and just being able to do them together as a family is just really incredible and just a great experience. Yeah, we're just thankful we're able to do this all together. Hopefully we finish today, or else this will be a much different video. Kilometers. Part of this hike is the hike to Mordor that Frodo and his fellowship do in Lord of the Rings. And right now we are passing by Mount Narahoe, which is, I think, our favorite mountain here in New Zealand so far. It's just perfectly conically shaped, and it serves as Mount Doom in the movies. Since this is, I think, New Zealand's most popular hike, or hike of this length. Oh my gosh. Well, I was just gonna say, there's lots of boardwalk like this, but there are some areas that are a little flooded. Okay, we're at our first stop, which is Soda Springs, about 4.5 kilometers in. We've been hiking for around an hour and 15 minutes or so, so we're on track. This next portion will be straight uphill for a couple of kilometers, lots of steps, and hopefully we'll be able to do the next part in an hour. I think if you get really behind, you need to consider turning back around and going back to the starting point, because it could get really dangerous if you get stuck up there. But so far we're doing well. The reason we film our hikes, or the reason we thought to start filming our hikes, is really centered around this hike. As I mentioned before, this was one of the top items on our list of things that we must do in New Zealand, but we just weren't sure how we were going to do it, especially with a 4-year-old, right? And anywhere you look online for information about the Tongariro Alpine Crossing with kids, it seems like kids don't typically do this. So we just didn't think it was a possibility to come and do this hike with Micah. But a couple months ago, we heard from some friends who have a kid right around Micah's age, and they did this. Their child was able to do it. Back to why we're filming this. Because when we looked around for information on doing this hike with kids, we couldn't find anything. We wanted to just share our experience in case there are other parents out there who want to do this hike, or just people who are interested in considering things that seem impossible. We just wanted to provide one more data point of something that seemed not doable but with the right preparation and just with the right tools and timing, like we're doing this in perfectly fine weather, we wouldn't try to do this when conditions were less than ideal. That in those circumstances, you can actually do these things that you want to do. Okay, this hike has tons of bathrooms on the hike, which is really, really nice. I think every hour and a half or so. So you don't really have to worry about that.
I can't think I can. Can you do that? Can you get the airplane back from plane?
We've hit the first sign over here that says, if you're feeling tired, turn back. So we've been going uphill, but apparently we haven't even gotten to the real uphill yet. If I had to guess, I would say this is Devil's Staircase.
What happens when it explodes everywhere?
It's everywhere.
Okay, I think we're at South Crater. Maybe. Our goal is to get here at 10:30 and it's 10:27, so we're doing well. Taking a quick bathroom break.
Done? Done now?
Micah, just give him a second.
Done now?
So we're definitely at South Crater. The only place I saw a sign that said that and confirmed that was in the bathroom. Now we're headed from South Crater to Red Crater. This is supposed to be one of the more dangerous parts of the hike because we are going to be walking along the ridgeline. But so far Micah is doing great.
Yeah, that's right.
How do you feel? 7 kilometers. Kind of scrambling up now. It's very, very windy here. I thought we were close to the top, but there's quite a bit more. So walking down this scree, volcanic rock, loose rock, is very, very difficult. We knew this would be the hardest part of the hike. Luckily the wind has subsided a little bit and it's just very slippery. You don't fall hard when you fall here, but you just gradually fall and hit the ground, which I've done a couple times already. So we're at the Emerald Lakes now, coming down from the Red Crater. There's Micah carefully going down. You see the track continuing on to the Blue Lake. And I think the Blue Lake is around halfway or so. Look at Micah. Hi! I'm not gonna lie, that was pretty difficult, but we did it. I think the hardest part of the hike is over. We're gonna take a quick lunch break and then start the second half. It's like 12:45. We just finished our lunch. We need to do this part next. So what do you have there?
A number 4 airplane.
Okay, can we show the number 4?
Yes.
All right.
And then also
And who's 4 years old?
me.
Oh, so
And then
great.
this is how you make it. Second letter is going to be big airplane.
Okay, I kind of can't believe we just did that. On our way to Blue Lake now. The sign said there's 2 hours and 30 more minutes left. Since we're going at a slightly slower pace, we have 3 to 3.5 hours left, which is pretty good. Not bad. Actually, yeah, Micah is doing so great. He's loving his new toy. And this portion between the Emerald Lakes and the Blue Lake is really, really easy. I hope I'm not speaking too soon. It's just flat. Actually, I think it goes uphill for a little bit, but we'll see. Definitely spoke too soon. lake, but it's super windy. Just gonna snap a couple pictures and move on. Okay, I think we're at the switchbacks, which we read just kind of like go on forever. Okay, we're significantly behind schedule now, but it's summer right now, or almost summer, so sunset will be pretty late today, so I think we'll be okay. Micah is doing super well. He's singing right now and generally in good spirits. He has not complained of any physical pain yet. We have been taking lots of breaks and have had lots of snacks. Yeah, at least for us, the only way this was doable was to kind of be okay with it taking a really long time. Ooh, the hut that used to be here was pummeled by rocks from an eruption of the Temari vent. I think it'll be good to take a quick little break. Okay, we've gone around 13 kilometers, so this is officially the longest hike Micah has done. Congratulations, Micah!
Yay!
Yeah, we're going up and down. That's just how it is when you walk around a mountain. Okay, I think we have about 5 kilometers left. Our legs and our feet hurt, so we want it to be over. But even this part that I think doesn't get the best of reviews is kind of stunning. Micah's doing really well. We're hoping he's able to walk the whole thing, but we did plan for Sam to be able to carry him in the carrier if things go south. We're at 16.2 kilometers, so 3.2 kilometers left. Really struggling now. Micah's still walking, so he's made 16 kilometers. I'm not sure how much longer he's gonna last. I would say around kilometer 10, around the lakes, we were just so happy to be doing this hike, just feeling really great. And then a couple kilometers after that, we entered the not feeling physically at our peak, but feeling good, feeling like we're working our bodies, and talking about what we're gonna eat for dinner, and just really looking forward to that, feeling like we've earned it. And then some point in the last couple kilometers, we're just in pain. I think right now we're at kilometer 17. And we have just completely forgotten why we decided to do this. Feel a little bit delirious. We're about 17k in, so almost at the end, but I think really we've reached Micah's limit. Okay, you just gotta stand up and get in the carrier, and we'll finish this out. Micah, you did great, okay?
Yeah.
What are you capable of? You can do a lot, right?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Look how much weight.
Do you realize how strong you are?
It's freaking 5 o'clock right now. We've been out here for over 9 hours and we still are not done. All right, Micah wants to walk the finish line. 19 kilometers, 0.4 more to go.
Micah, you did it!
My goodness, you did it! Good job!
Can I get this fish shuttle?
Yeah.
I'm so
Yep.
proud of you.
You get the space shuttle.
Oh my goodness, you did such a great job!
That's all done now. All done. People's doing that now.
Okay, so that hike took us about 10 hours. Micah did great. He hiked probably around 17 kilometers, actually maybe closer to 18 of the 19.4. So that is definitely something to be proud of. And now we're off to dinner.